disseminated without the express written consent of the Houston Astros. Once again on the play-by-play, here's Robert Ford.
Thank you, Steve. Doug Fister on the mound for the Astros, 10-6, 3.42 ERA in 19 starts, 118 and a third innings, 105 hits, 40 walks, 74 strikeouts, league hitting .237 against Fister. Won his last start Wednesday in Oakland, throwing 7 shutout innings, won his second straight start, and went at least 7 innings for the 4th time in his last 7 outings. Leading things off for the Yankees will be Brett Gardner, left fielder, hitting .259, 349 on base percentage. Gardner, 6 homers and 24 RBIs this season. Did not start in yesterday's ball game with the lefty Keuchel on the mound, wound up pinch hitting late and flied out in his only plate appearance. Valbuena on the grass at third, and the first pitch of the ball game is smacked into left field. Racing in Marisnik, he's there and makes the catch, and Gardner is retired on 1 pitch. First pitch brought to you by Landry's, a leader in dining, hospitality, entertainment, and gaming. With over 500 locations nationwide. Find out more at Landry'sInc.com. So 1 out and nobody on for center fielder Jacoby Ellsbury, batting .264, 328 on base percentage, 4 homers, 31 RBIs. For Ellsbury, hitless in 4 at-bats yesterday. Valbuena in at third, rest of the infield back. Fister delivers, and there's a strike on the outside corner, 87-mile-an-hour fastball.
Game time temperature is 73 degrees indoors, 93 degrees outside, and that's brought to you by Carbach.
0-1. It's in the dirt.
A lot of rain in the area this afternoon. It looks like it's clearing up outside as we look outside the window panels in left field.
Outfield shaded the other way against Ellsbury. The 1-1 swing and a miss. Chasing off speed pitch down and away, and Fister ahead in the count.
Well, Fister, you get the two-seamer. Gets a lot of ground balls on that. The big curveball, the cutter, and that changeup he just threw to Ellsbury.
Facing the Yankees since for the first time in 3 seasons. Last saw them in 2013 as a member of the Tigers. 1-2 pitch. Ground ball up the middle. Shaded that way. It's the third baseman Valbuena. Fields it behind second and throws out Ellsbury for the second out.
Here's the defense for the Astros. Marisnik's out there in left field with Gomez in center, Springer in right field. On the infield, Valbuena back at third, Correa at short, Altuve playing second base, Gonzalez over at first base with Evan Gattis doing the catching.
And now it's Carlos Beltran, the Yankees' designated hitter. He's batting at .308. That's 8th in the American League. First pitch, that's at the knees for a strike. .350 on base percentage, 21 homers, and 62 RBIs for Beltran, an all-star this year for the Yankees. And, of course, Beltran no stranger to the all-star game. 0-1, swing and a miss at a high fastball, and it's 0-2 now to Beltran.
It's remarkable the type of year he's had. He's going to turn 40 years old next April.
All-star appearance this year, the 9th of his career, with 5 different teams. 0-2 is high. Was an all-star with the Royals. Was an all-star in an Astros uniform in 2004. Also with the Mets and Cardinals. 1-2. That is on the inside corner for strike 3. Beltran goes down looking, and the inning draws to a close. 1-2-3 inning for Doug Fister. And after a half. No score between the Astros and Yankees. Bottom of the first inning. CC Sabathia on the mound for New York. 5-8, 4.04 ERA in 17 starts. 100 in the third innings, 100 hits, 38 walks, 76 strikeouts. League batting .256 against Sabathia. Lost to the Orioles on Thursday, giving up 4 runs in 6 2/3 innings. 4th straight decision that Sabathia has lost, and over his last 6 starts has an ERA of nearly 7.5 after getting off to a great start to the season. George Springer will lead it off for the Astros. Leadoff home run on Michael Pineda's first pitch yesterday. Batting .263, 358 on base percentage. A team leading 22 homers and 60 RBIs, tied for second most on the club. Sabathia's first pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 1. Springer almost falling over into the opposite batter's box after that cut.
Trying to go deep on that first pitch again. Got one inside there. Sabathia now that fastball in the upper 80s. He used to be 94, 95.
The 0-1. And Springer drives it pretty deep to center field, but this is playable for Ellsbury backing up, and he makes the catch. Well struck by Springer. 1 out.
Today's Vision brings you the umpire rotation. That's Mike Estabrook, the umpire behind home plate. Ramon De Jesus, the umpire at first. Greg Gibson at second. And crew chief Dana DeMuth over at third base. Visit today'svision.com.
1 out and no one on for first baseman Marwin Gonzalez, batting .253, .293 on base percentage, 8 homers, 26 RBIs. Came out of the game on Sunday, running down to first base in the 5th inning, hurt his left ankle, suffered a sprain, and out of the lineup yesterday, back in there today. Pitch by Sabathia, swing and a miss, strike 1. A.J. Hinch saying Gonzalez perhaps could have played yesterday, but really wanted him to be in a lineup today against the lefty Sabathia. So it made more sense to sit him out yesterday.
Saw Sabathia checking the speed of his fastball on the screen.
0-1. It's on the outside corner for a strike. Got the breaking ball over.
I think at this stage of his career, he just wants to know what he has and how he'll have to pitch to that fastball. 87 miles per hour on that previous pitch.
And he's added a cut fastball that he will throw to right-handers. And more than anything for Sabathia, just trying to stay healthy. 0-2. That's down and in. And it's a ball and 2 strikes to Sabathia.
He's had extensive talks with Andy Pettit, obviously a former Yankee and Astro. And Pettit threw batting practice for the Yankees ahead of that start that Keuchel made against him, fellow lefty. But like Sabathia has had made a transformation. Pettit did.
1-2. That's drilled deep left field. Going back is Gardner, and he'll watch that one go into the Landry's Crawford boxes. Marwin Gonzalez puts the Astros up 1-0.
Only the 8th home run given up by Sabathia on the season. But Marwin quick to that fastball in the inside corner. Didn't have a whole lot of steam on it. And he got the barrel right there.
Marwin's 9th home run of the year extends his hit streak to 10 games. And speaking of 10-game hit streaks, that's what Jose Altuve has as he stands in. Leads the AL with a .359 average. First with a .426 on base percentage. 17 homers and 60 RBIs for the Astros second baseman, hitting .512 over his 10-game hit streak. Sabathia delivers, and that's outside for a ball. Altuve 2 for 3 lifetime off of Sabathia. Most of these Astros hitters don't have much experience, if any, against this left-hander who hasn't faced the Astros since opening day 2014. 1-0. There's a strike on the outside corner. And the Astros roughed him up in that start. Yankees opened the season here in 14. And Sabathia drew the opening day assignment against Scott Feldman and gave up 6 runs in 6 innings. Altuve had an RBI single, actually 2 RBI singles in that game. 1-1. That's outside, and it's 2 balls and a strike. That start was the only other time Sabathia had pitched at Minute Maid Park before tonight. Just his 3rd career start against the Astros. Right-hander delivers a 2-1. Swing and a miss. 87-mile-an-hour fastball, 2-2.
You mentioned Altuve on a 10-game hitting streak, Robert. That's the 4th time this season alone he's had hitting streaks of 10 games or more. Seems like every time we turn around, he's on a different streak.
He hasn't had one real long hit streak, but yeah, several streaks of at least 10. 2-2. That is on the outside corner for strike 3. Got him with a breaking ball. And Altuve goes down looking for the first strikeout for Sabathia. 2 out.
Here's the defense for the Yankees. Gardner's in left field. Ellsbury in center. Aaron Hicks in right field. On the infield, it's Headley and Gregorius on the left side. On the right side, it's Castro and Teixeira. And doing the catching, Brian McCann.
2 out and no one on. Astros lead at 1-0, and the batter is Carlos Correa, hitting .269, .365 on base percentage, 15 homers, and 64 RBIs for Correa. Hitless in 3 at-bats yesterday with a walk. Pitch by Sabathia, and that's low and in for a ball. Sabathia now in his 16th big league season. And his 8th season with the Yankees. 1-0 on the inside corner, 1-1. The 16 big league seasons for Sabathia, that makes him the second longest tenured pitcher among active pitchers. Bartolo Colon is in his 19th big league season, pitches for the Mets. One. Swing and a miss, a ball and 2 strikes. Sabathia getting to the big leagues when he was just 20 years old, now 36 years of age. Celebrated a birthday on Thursday when he lost to the Orioles. The 1-2 way outside, and it's 2-2 now to Correa. And as Steve mentioned earlier, has really had to reinvent himself with the diminished velocity as his career has progressed. Leg kick and the pitch. That misses down and in, and a full count. Lays off a breaking ball.
What you have to do a lot of times when your velocity goes down is you have to make sure you pitch inside to open it up on the outer portion of the plate. And it's the 2-seam fastball he wants to get you out with. Usually away to the right-handed hitters.
Here comes the 3-2. Way inside, ball 4. Correa draws the 2-out walk. First free pass allowed by Sabathia. And that'll bring up Evan Gattis. Gattis, he's batting .220. .284 on base percentage, 16 homers, 41 RBIs for Gattis. Evan getting a start behind the plate tonight after DHing yesterday and going 0 for 4. Jason Castro not on the lineup against the lefty. Sabathia delivers. It's outside for a ball. Correa at first base, 10 steals and 13 attempts on the year. Gattis pointing the bat out towards Sabathia as he waits for the lefty to come set. Here's the 1-0. Hit hard, but foul at the third baseline. Hooked that just to the left of the bag and of the line, and it's ball into strike.
It's like Gattis maybe crowding the plate even more against Sabathia, daring him to come inside.
One. Letter high on the inside corner, and it's 1-2. Gattis appeared to be less than thrilled with Mike Estabrook's strike call. Outfield straight away against the right-handed power hitter. Correa measures his lead off first, held on by Teixeira. The 1-2. Swing and a miss. Got him on a high fastball, and the inning is over. Astros strike first on the home run by Gonzalez. And after 1, Astros 1, Yankees nothing. Dave Sparks, producer engineer Matt Bolts at Minute Maid Park. As Brian McCann, left-handed hitting catcher, stands in. Doug Fister delivers, and it's high and away for a ball. McCann batting .234, .336 on base percentage in 79 games for New York, 14 homers and 40 RBIs. 1-0. That's lined into right field and will drop in front of Springer for a base hit. And the Yankees have their first base runner. Fister needed just 9 pitches to get through a 1-2-3 first inning.
McCann was just 3 for 27 in that last homestand. Got a day off in last night's ball game, but looked pretty good right there on Fister.
So the Yankees have the leadoff man on for Mark Teixeira, batting .184, .265 on base percentage, 9 homers, 23 RBIs. First pitch fastballs on the outside corner for a strike. Teixeira 0 for 4 yesterday, now 3 for his last 26. The 0-1. It's low and away for a ball. Teixeira has dealt with some injuries the last few years. Knee injury kept him out much of June. 1-1. That's hit pretty well and pretty deep to left center field. Headed for the gap and will go all the way to the wall. McCann, he's on his way to third base. And into second with a double is Mark Teixeira. That is his 7th two-base hit of the year, and the Yankees have 2 men in scoring position with nobody out.
That looked a little bit more like the Mark Teixeira of old, getting a pitch up in the strike zone, going to the opposite field gap. Classic swing from the lefty, hitting only 172 in the month of July. Now the Yankees with 2 men in scoring position.
Astros lead at 1-0 in the top of the second, and the batter is D.D. Gregorius. Shortstop hitting .296, .328 on base percentage, 11 homers and 42 RBIs for Gregorius, the native of Curacao. Corner infielders are in. First pitch, and that's smacked foul and into the seats off to the left. Gregorius was born in the Netherlands, but grew up in Curacao, a colony of the Netherlands. His dad, Johannes, was an outstanding pitcher in the Pro League in the Netherlands, also pitched in Curacao, and didn't retire until 2012 when he was 49 years old. 0-1 is hit in the air, left field toward the line. Should be deep enough to score the run. Onto the warning track, Marisnik makes the catch. Tagging and scoring easily is Brian McCann as he'll slide in well ahead of the throw by Gaddis. And it's a sac fly and an RBI for Gregorius to tie the game at 1. Teixeira remains at second.
That was kind of interesting right there. Marisnik was just trying to get the ball to the cutoff man. He did perfectly, Correa, but when Correa spun around, he noticed that McCann was getting to home plate very quickly, so he took a shot at home.
Gregorius with his 43rd RBI of the year. So now a runner at second base and 1 out for Starlin Castro. Yankees second baseman hitting .259, .292 on base percentage, 11 homers, 39 RBIs for Castro. First pitch, that's hit sharply through the left side, a base hit. On to third goes Teixeira. And there are runners at the corners on the third hit of the inning by the Yankees.
As opposed to last inning, a lot of these pitches are about thigh high rather than knee high for Pfister. And it looks like the Yankees want to be real aggressive on those first pitches.
So first and third and 1 out for Chase Headley, third baseman, batting .253, .326 on base percentage, 9 homers and 31 RBIs for the switch hitter, batting left-handed against Pfister. Infield will shade to pull. Valbuena step shy of the grass at third. First pitch. And there's a strike on the outside corner, 0-1.
Headley, kind of a loopy swing. He's a fly ball hitter, doesn't hit into too many ground ball double plays. You want to keep the ball above the belt.
0-1. Swing and a miss, 0-2, and that's exactly what Pfister did on that last fastball, keeping it above the belt. Yesterday, Headley 2 for 3 with an RBI single, and he became the all-time hits leader for major leaguers born in the state of Colorado. 0-2 is hit sharply and in the center for a base hit. Teixeira scores. Gregorius stops at second, and Chase Headley makes it 4 hits and 5 batters for the Yankees here in the second, and they lead it 2-1.
Well, Pfister tried to get it inside, but that ball ran so far it got toward the middle of the plate, giving Headley a chance.
For Headley, that's his 32nd run batted in of the season. And so first and second, and still only 1 out for Aaron Hicks, the right fielder, batting .191 in 83 games, .258 on base percentage, 3 homers, 17 RBIs for Hicks, who also started in right field last night. Carlos Beltran DHing yesterday and today, opening up a spot for Hicks. First pitch, and that's a fastball off the plate away. Hicks runs pretty well, has grounded into 7 double plays this year. Pfister working from the first base side of the rubber. The 1-0 is hit into the screen. Off-speed pitch from Pfister. Two to 1 Yankees in the top of the second. Astros taking a 1-0 lead in the bottom of the first on Marwin Gonzalez's homer. But the Yankees have roared back here. 1-1. There's a strike on the outside corner. 89-mile-an-hour fastball. Hicks in his first year with the Yankees, coming over in a trade from Minnesota this offseason. Catcher John Ryan Murphy going to the Twins in that deal. Pfister set the 1-2. Inside, spins Hicks off the plate. Evens the count.
Wasn't about to let that 2-strike pitch come back toward the middle of the plate that time. Wanted to crowd Aaron Hicks. So he's established inside now. Maybe has a little bit more room outside here.
Castro off second. Headley the runner at first. 2-2 delivery. Hit foul into the seats off to the left. It remains 2-2. Hicks, native of Long Beach, California, now 26 years old. Really talented pitcher, as well as a talented hitter and outfielder. In high school, went to Woodrow Wilson High School in Long Beach, which is also the alma mater of people like Bob Lemon, Hall of Fame pitcher, former manager of the Yankees. Jeff Burrows went there, swing and a miss, got him on a curveball, and Hicks is down on strike. Second strikeout for Pfister, and there are 2 outs.
First curveball we've seen so far from Pfister, and he needed it. Big roundhouse curveball.
So still 2 men on for Brett Gardner, who lined out to left his first time. Astros in the home white uniforms. Astros across the front in dark blue trimmed in orange. Numbers on the front and back. Names on the back. Dark blue trimmed in orange. Home white pants along with the dark blue socks and the dark blue caps of the dark blue Bills. As the curveball is on the inside corner for a strike. Gardner disagrees. Yankees in the road grays. New York across the front in navy trimmed in white. Numbers on the back in navy trimmed in white. The navy socks and the navy caps as well, and number 8 on the left sleeve of all the Yankees jerseys in honor of Yogi Berra, who died last year. Fastball is high, and it's 1-1. Number 8 retired for both Yogi Berra and Bill Dickey. Dickey preceded Berra as a Hall of Fame catcher for the Yankees. 1-1. Did he go around on the curveball? He did, says third base umpire Dana DeMuth. And it's 1-2 to Gardner.
But Gardner's never liked anything with a wrinkle. He loves to hunt the fastball. That curveball got him way out front.
Castro with the lead off second. Off first is Headley. Yankees with the lead, 2-1 in the top of the second. 1-2 pitch. Breaking ball in the dirt. Nice stop by Gaddis to his knees. And it's a 2-2 count. And now Gaddis out to talk with Pfister, halfway between home and the mound. Pfister 9 pitches in the first inning. 21 pitches so far here in the second. But 1 pitch away from getting out of this. 2-2 delivery. Low and away. And it's a 3-2 count. Runners will be going.
But you can't blame Doug for being careful right here. Just missing, but Gardner's always had a good eye at the plate.
Another left-handed hitter, Jacoby Ellsbury, is on deck. Gomez shaded the other way in center field. 3-2. Curveball bounced up the first baseline, a foul ball.
See what Gardner did right there on that curveball? He comes out of his crouch, out of the batting stance. He straightens up almost and then takes a pass at it. Clearly not comfortable with the curveball.
Gardner taps the plate with the end of the bat. He's ready. Pfister punched over at the waist as he looks in for the sign. Now comes together with the hands. 3-2 again, and that just missed inside with a fastball for ball 4. Not by much. First walk allowed by Pfister, and the bases are loaded.
Well, this becomes a turning point in this ball game, perhaps now. Ellsbury's certainly dangerous at the plate now, and with 2 outs, this becomes an important out for the Astros, especially with Beltran, their best hitter, on deck.
Jacoby Ellsbury grounded out his first time. Hit a ball up the middle that Valbuena fielded in the shift. Can't do the full pull shift here with the bases loaded. Castro at third, Headley at second, Gardner at first. First pitch to Ellsbury, and that is at the knees for strike one. Ellsbury, 8th man to bat in the inning for the Yankees, who lead it 2-1, top of the second. Oh, 1. Couldn't hold up on the pitch away, and it's 0-2. And a little more than halfway around. Fans rallying behind Pfister, try and finish this inning off. Pfister wants the signs again from Gaddis. As Ellsbury steps out for a moment, now back in the box. 2-strike pitch. Off the plate away with a fastball. Another good crowd on hand this evening. Over 30,000 last night. Runners take their leads. The 1-2 hit foul into the screen.
Trying to stay above the belt with a lot of these fastballs. We mentioned this in last night's broadcast, Robert, that you have to be careful right here. Jacoby Ellsbury has reached base on catcher's interference 9 times this year.
And a more likely scenario with 2 strikes as well.
Right.
The hitter waiting longer before committing to swinging. The 1-2. Curveball, dribbled foul behind home. And there's an example of that. Waited a long time, as long as he could, before fighting off that curve. One of those 9 catcher's interferences that Ellsbury has drawn this year, and that's a major league record for a season, by the way, was against Jason Castro in the first series of the year in New York. Gaddis behind the plate tonight. Here's the 1-2. Just missed inside with a fastball into 2-2 count. And I asked Jason today, if, as a catcher, if he's aware of the guys who may be more likely to get those catcher's interferences, and he said, oh, absolutely. So he said you can tell sometimes by a certain guy's swings and their approaches on 2 strikes. 2-2. Ellsbury pops it up. Shallow center. Correa is out, calling everyone off. He makes the catch, and the inning is over. Yankees leave the bases loaded, but they score twice. Goes 2-1. Yankees lead it as we start the bottom of the second. First pitch to Bregman. It's low for a ball. Bregman made his big league debut yesterday. 0 for 4. Struck out twice. Flied out to deep right field with the bases loaded. Showing impressive power the other way. 1-0 from Sabathia. And that's low and through the legs of the catcher McCann. Bregman DHing today. Looked impressive at third base last night. Played only 13 minor league games there. 2-0. Swing and a miss. Second fastball down and away.
Alex has the ability to wait until the last second to swing with explosive, quick hands. Very noticeable.
White batting gloves, windmills the bat around. He's ready. Here's the 2-1 from Sabathia. Ground ball hits softly. Sabathia bare hands it and tosses to first in time. Sabathia, 6'8", reaching up with that left hand and almost looked like a golf ball in his hand.
And he's listed at 300 pounds, and I don't think Sabathia has ever been given enough credit for his athletic ability. He moves around pretty well.
And talking about a guy who in high school was a tight end in football and actually signed a letter of intent to play football at the University of Hawaii before the Indians drafted him in the first round in 1998. First pitch to Luis Valbuena, and that is outside for a ball. Valbuena hitting .261, .358 on base percentage, 13 homers, 40 RBIs for Valbuena. Sit safely in his last 3 games. Did not play or played at first base yesterday, now at third base tonight. First time Valbuena has ever faced Sabathia. 1-0. Up and in. Valbuena hits the deck. It's 2-0.
Well, Valbuena got a base hit against a very tough lefty, and Andrew Miller, the closer for the Yankees in last night's game. Lefties haven't been giving him a lot of trouble. Has a higher average against lefties than righties this year.
2-0 delivery. Swing and a miss. Fastball away from him, and it's 2-1. Lefties are batting .238 off of Sabathia. Righties .259. And only one of the 7 homers that Sabathia has allowed has been to a lefty. Leonis Martin of the Mariners got him back in mid-April. 2-1. Inside and high, and it's 3 balls and a strike. And Valbuena has hit better against lefties than righties, but the home runs have come against right-handers. 12 of his 13 home runs against righties. 3-1. Ground ball tapped weakly just past Sabathia. Charging Gregorius. Bare hands. Valbuena falls down, and then Gregorius throws the ball away. Valbuena is hurt. He's motionless on the ground as Teixeira gets the carom off the screen and steps on first for the out. What a strange play. Is now trainer Jeremiah Randall out to check on Valbuena. Looks like he's holding that lower right leg.
This is hard to watch right now. Holding right behind his knee, where it could be a hamstring type injury.
And now in a sitting position, hasn't gotten up.
I hate to speculate here, but that was hard to watch.
Valbuena fell down as he went up the first base line. Gregorius' throw was errant. And looking at the replay, Valbuena started stumbling for a couple of steps before he fell, and clearly in pain. Now getting to his feet and having trouble putting weight on that right leg. Oh, this does not look good for Valbuena, as he will limp off the field, helped by Jeremiah Randall.
Yeah, best case scenario is that there's a cramp maybe in the calf. The worst case scenario, we can go through the spectrum. But with each step right now, it's a little less ginger. So maybe not too serious. We'll have to wait and see.
So Gregorius knew he had to hurry because of how slowly that ball was hit, but then threw it away. We saw him throw a ball away in last night's ball game in a play where he felt like he had to hurry, got a throwing error. But now there are 2 out and nobody on for Carlos Gomez, center fielder, hitting .209, .275 on base percentage, 5 homers, 28 RBIs. 2-1, Yankees lead the Astros, bottom of the second. Corner infielders even with their respective bags. Sabathia delivers, and that's outside for a ball. In center field, Ellsbury shaded the other way against Gomez. Gardner in left, playing toward that left center gap. 1-0. It's off the plate. Nope. An outside corner strike. The late call from Mike Estabrook, and it's 1-1. Sabathia peering over his glove, looking in for the sign, working out of the windup. The 1-1 hit into the screen, pitch in on Gomez's hands.
Robert, remember that Sabathia wasn't even on the playoff roster for the Yankees when the Astros played him in that wild card game. Checked himself into a rehab.
Yeah, went into alcohol rehab. It was announced a day before that wild card game, and the Yankees saying that Sabathia would not be available for the playoffs. The 1-2 missed inside. And Sabathia was able to come to spring training, says he feels a lot better and glad that he sought help. Certainly wish Sabathia well as he tries to deal with that addiction. Two-two delivery to Gomez. Just off the plate away to run the count full. Didn't miss by much with that breaking ball. Payoff pitch. Swing and a miss. Gomez down on strikes. Got him on a fastball away. Sabathia his 3rd strikeout, and it's a 1-2-3 inning. After 2 appearance at a position other than catcher. And the reason A.J. Hinch doing this, Alex Bregman, the DH, and everyone else on his bench, an outfielder, Preston Tucker and Colby Rasmus, so deciding to put Castro over at first base. Doug Fister delivers to Carlos Beltran, who rips one foul up the first base line for strike one. Beltran struck out looking his first time up.
Perhaps taking aim at Jason Castro on that first swing, right? Seems like that ball will find you if you haven't been there before.
3 infielders on the right side. Here's the 0-1. That misses down and in, a ball and a strike.
See a lot of catchers, just for leg work more than anything else, take ground balls in the infield.
1-1. Hit foul back into the screen.
And Jason Castro will defer to Jose Altuve, who's directing Jason around to position himself, along with Rich Dower, the infield coach.
1-2 pitch, and that's ripped over Altuve and into right field. The base hit for Beltran. He's now 1 for 2, continues his hot hitting. Beltran came in hitting .375 over his last 11 games. And the leadoff man is on for the second straight inning for the Yankees, bringing up Brian McCann, who led off the top of the second with a single and later came around to score. 8 men came to the plate against Fister in the second inning. Yankees scoring twice, left the bases loaded as Fister threw 31 pitches in the second. First pitch to McCann, and that's high and away for a ball. So certainly hope it's nothing too serious with Valbuena, but obviously serious enough for him to come out of the game. 1-0 is on the inside corner. McCann disagrees. Thought it was in, but it's a ball and a strike. One. Curveball low. Is McCann able to lay off? Second of 3 between the Astros and Yankees. Yankees winning yesterday. Series concludes with another 7-10 game tomorrow on the air at 6:45. 2-1. McCann lifts this one down the left field line. That'll slice into the seats. Out of play foul. Tomorrow it will be Lance McCullers for the Astros, making his first career appearance against the Yankees, a team that his dad pitched for in the 1980s. He'll be opposed by Masahiro Tanaka of the Yankees. McCann, two-tone bat, ready for a 2-2. Here it is. Curveball low, McCann able to lay off. Castro holding on. Beltran at first. Payoff pitch. Smacked foul into the seats off to the left. Beltran at one time was quite the stolen base threat, but has not attempted a steal this year. Last year was the first season in his big league career with no stolen base attempts. Payoff pitch, and that's hit high in the air to left field, fairly deep, but this is playable for Marisnick. A couple of steps in front of the warning track, makes the catch, and there's one out. Always hold your breath here whenever the ball is up in the air fairly deep to left field because of those inviting Crawford boxes, but the ballpark had enough room for Marisnick on that drive. 1 out and 1 on for Mark Teixeira. Double to left center his first time, came around to score. Yankees lead 2-1. First pitch. It's off the plate away. Hey, it's Astros Tuesday at Papa John's. That means when the Astros play on Tuesday, you'll receive 50% off online pizza orders. Simply enter promo code Astros at papajohns.com. 1-0 is off the plate away for 50% off Papa John's pizzas. Astros Tuesday at Papa John's, the official pizza of the Houston Astros. Fister, glove against the letter, slightly hunched over as he looks into Gaddis for the sign. Now the 2-0. And there's a strike on the outside corner. Play kick and the pitch. In the dirt. Gaddis has it hot behind him, and that will allow Beltran to take second. Gaddis picks it up on the warning track in front of the screen. Wild pitch charge to Fister.
Had his glove turned around the wrong way that time. Gaddis didn't expect that ball to make it into the dirt. Would have been better served just to shove that glove in between his legs and just block it.
8th wild pitch of the season for Pfister. Ties him with Lance McCullers for the team lead. Pitch on the way. And that's hit foul and out of play off to the left. Full count now to the Yankees first baseman. Pfister working from the first base side of the rubber. Payoff pitch. Hit foul again into the screen. This is a Yankees team that does not strike out a lot. Only the A's and Angels have fewer strikeouts than the Yankees in the American League. A little different from teams the Yankees have had last few years. 3-2. High, ball 4. Missed with the fastball, and that's the second walk issued by Pfister today. Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification on the Houston Astros radio network.
KPME Houston, an iHeart radio station.
Hey, this is Carlos Correa.
On Sports Talk 790, Astros baseball lives here.
Brent Strom out to pay a visit to Doug Pfister with Carlos Beltran at second, Mark Teixeira at first. There's one out. We're in the top of the third. Yankees with a 2-1 lead. A lengthy second inning for Pfister. 31 pitches, 8 men coming to the plate. And the Yankees have made him work so far here in the third. 2 of the first 3 hitters have reached, and Pfister has thrown a wild pitch. And now it's up to Didi Gregorius, hit a sac fly to drive in the Yankees' first run in the second inning. Infield shades to pull. First pitch to Gregorius, and that's lifted into the seats and out of play to the left. 0-1.
It's funny how a team can speed up a pitcher as far as his body goes, because that first inning for Pfister, he was so sharp throwing downhill. Arm was catching up to his body, and he's able to use that leverage of that tall frame. But 4 hits in that second inning sped him up a little bit and flattened out some pitches.
0-1. Ground ball right side. Castro has it. Throws to second for 1. That's all they'll get. Nice play by Castro on his first chance at first base. Teixeira is put out at second base. Beltran goes on the third. Gregorius is at first. And there are 2 outs for Castro, who singled his first time.
And that's all they were going to get anyway. So Correa is making sure that kept his foot on the bag to get that force out over there. Gregorius, a very good runner.
Yeah, Correa playing that like a first baseman. Castro showing off that cannon that we often see from behind the plate on that throw to second base. Pfister set at the belt. First pitch to Castro. Ground ball, weakly hit left side. Tough play for Gonzalez. Bare hands, throws, and it is not in time. Beltran scores. 3-1 Yankees. Well, that's what you want, is weak contact. But hits so slowly, and Castro runs pretty well. And so it winds up being an infield RBI single. And the Yankees now lead by 2.
And Gonzalez was back a little bit, trying to give himself some room for range's sake. Castro a pull hitter anyway. Nothing else he could have done.
So real tough luck for Pfister and the Astros on that one. First pitch to Headley is a strike on the outside corner. So Gregorius is at second, Castro at first, with the Yankees leading 3-1. 2 outs in the top of the third. Headley an RBI single in the second inning. For Starlin Castro, that was his 40th RBI of the year. 0-1 hit into the screen, 0-2.
It's the bottom portion of the Yankees lineup in last night's game as well, causing all the damage.
Three infielders on the right side against Headley. Pfister a long look in to Gaddis. Too long for Headley, who calls time, and now Gaddis will pay a visit to the mound.
63 pitches now for Doug, and that's after just 9 in the first inning.
He's thrown 23 pitches so far here in the third after a 31-pitch second inning. Pfister taking his time getting back on the rubber. Headley's ready and waiting. 2-strike pitch. Get foul over the screen again, and it's 0-2.
This could be Pfister's last start before he has his first child. His wife is due with their first baby any time now.
2-strike pitch again. That misses high, 1-2. Headley with that two-tone bat. He's ready. Runners lead off first and second. Now the pitch. Swing and a miss. Struck him out on the cutter running in, and that ends the inning. Third strikeout for Pfister. Yankees get another run on the infield RBI hit by visit Astros.com/suites or call 1-877-9-ASTROS to reserve your luxury suite today. Jake Marisnick leads off for the Astros. CC Sabathia delivers. Marisnick shows bunt and takes it outside. Yankees up 3-1. Bottom of the third inning. Marisnick comes in batting at .213. .263 on base percentage, 1-0, and that's hit foul and out of play to the right. A home run, 8 RBIs for Marisnick, has hits in 9 of his last 10 games. Astros haven't scored since Gonzalez's leadoff home run in the first inning, second batter of the game, 1-1. Fastball letter high, and it's 1-2. Big left-hander peers over the glove, now delivers. Bouncer foul up the first baseline into the camera well.
Trying to elevate his fastball that time, of Marisnick just got a piece. Jake's been doing a nice job lately. His last dozen ball games hitting over 350.
Leg kick and the delivery. Ground ball softly hit left side. Backhanded deep in the hole by Gregorius. Off balance throw, and it's just in time to get Marisnick. Great play by Gregorius, showing off his range and arm strength. 1 out.
Well, the route to the baseball is what saved him. Gregorius with that strong throwing arm, that's a given. Not always the route to it, though. He came charging because he knows Marisnick can run.
Hey, be sure to visit our updated fan-friendly site at Astros.com/radio. Download and stream our daily podcasts and interviews with your favorite players and Major League stars. Leave comments and pitch your questions to the booth. Go to Astros.com/radio today. And hopefully later we'll get a chance to read some of those questions on the air. First pitch to George Springer. And that's at the knees for a strike. Springer lined out to center his first time. CC Sabathia, 16th season in the big league. Started his career with the Indians, then to Milwaukee for part of his season, and now with the Yankees. 0-1. That's inside. And it's a ball and a strike. Sabathia in his 8th season with New York. And how long has CC Sabathia been around? Well, he was once caught by Astros manager A.J. Hinch in a spring training game. 1-1. That's low and in. In 2003, Sabathia's third big league season. That spring, A.J. Hinch was in camp with the Cleveland Indians and caught one of Sabathia's spring training starts. Never played a regular season game for the Indians, did Hinch. At the end of spring training, was traded to the Detroit Tigers. 2-1. Broken bat, ground ball up the first baseline. It's foul. And it's 2-2. Springer will get a new piece of lumber. And I asked A.J., hey, how did you fare against Sabathia at the plate? And he said, I did great. Thanks for asking. And so I looked it up. Not bad. 4 for 14. A .286 average against Sabathia. A home run.
That's great for A.J.
Yeah. Springer just now getting back to the box. with a new bat and a 2-2 count. Yankees lead 3-1 in the bottom of the third. Pitch on the way. Hit into the screen. 91-mile-an-hour fastball. That's about as hard as we've seen Sabathia throw it thus far.
Duplicating his last pitch. He's rearing back a little bit on Springer, but still got a little bit in there in that left arm. Thrown over 3,000 innings as a major leaguer. It's been a horse for so many teams and so many seasons of more than 200 innings.
2-2. Hit foul and out of play off to the right into the Mazda club level.
Had one season, he had 10 complete games.
Talking about a guy who burst on the scene, was an outstanding prospect. Actually finished second in the American League Rookie of the Year award voting in 2001 to Ichiro. Ichiro also won the MVP that year. 2-2 delivery. Hit off the end of the bat, foul and into the seats off to the right. Sabathia, with his 5 wins this season, now has 219 wins in his big league career, including 4 seasons with at least, or 5 seasons with at least 19 wins. One 20-win season, that was with the Yankees in 2010. And only the 4th pitcher in big league history with 11 or more wins in each of his first 13 seasons. 2-2. That's down and in and a full count. Springer lays off the slider. The other 3 pitchers are in the Hall of Fame. Don Sutton won 11 or more games in each of his first 17 seasons. Eddie Plank in his first 16 seasons, pitcher with the Philadelphia A's. And Tom Seaver did it in his first 13 years. Payoff pitch. Outside, ball 4. Springer works out a walk. Laid off some really tough pitches from Sabathia. First walk drawn by Springer tonight. Second issued by the Yankees left-hander.
It's at bats like that that win you ball games, to get on base ahead of some of these guys.
Including Marwin Gonzalez, who homered in the first. Just the 8th home run Sabathia has allowed this year. Among pitchers with at least 90 innings, Sabathia has the 2nd lowest home run per 9-inning rate. Only Boston's Stephen Wright has been more effective in that regard. Headley even with 3rd. Pitch on the way. It's a fastball upstairs. 1-0. 50 pitches now for Sabathia. Make that 51. Working in the bottom of the 3rd. Yankees with a 3-1 lead. Springer at first base. 6 steals and 13 attempts. 1-0. Fastball at the top of the zone, and it's 1-1. Always tougher to run on a left-hander. Brian McCann behind the plate has thrown out 23% of would-be base stealers. A better throwing catcher than last night's catcher, Austin Romine. Long set, now the 1-1. And Gonzalez pops it up, shallow right side and foul ground. Teixeira coming in, calls off the catcher and makes the catch. 2 outs. Springer back to first.
Well, Sabathia on that last pitch with an extreme slide step, just jumping toward the hitter, and he got Marwin to jump toward him when he did that, and he got up front and just popped it up.
Now it's Altuve. He struck out looking his first time. Altuve looking to extend his hit streak to an 11th game. Teixeira holding on Springer. In center field, Ellsbury shaded the other way. Pitch on the way. Springer fakes like he's going, and that's driven deep to right center. Ellsbury has a play, chasing it. He's there, makes the catch, and the inning is over. Ellsbury going into right center on a
to take a 3-1 lead over the Astros, who'd struck first in the first inning. Marwin Gonzalez with a solo homer, his 9th homer of the season. And now Evan Gattis is going to come have a quick visit with Pfister before the first pitch of the inning. So trying to get together here. 3 infielders on the right side of second with the left-handed hitter at the plate. Hicks, a switch hitter. 2 for his last 24, Aaron Hicks, batting 9th in the order. The Yankees have RBIs from the 6th place hitter, the 7th, and the 8th in this ball game, as that first pitch is a fastball, and that catches the inside corner for strike 1. On the season, Hicks, a 190 average. Just 3 homers, 17 RBIs. Pitch from Pfister's in there for strike 2. So quickly getting ahead of Hicks here. Now Marwin Gonzalez, the third baseman, will scoot back. He doesn't have to worry about the bunt anymore. Pfister peers in over his glove for the sign. Working quickly. Here comes the 0-2. That breaking ball almost hits Hicks. Little slider to the back foot. 1 ball and 2 strikes. 69 pitches so far for Doug, as the outfield shaded slightly the other way on Aaron Hicks. Here's the 1-2 pitch. It's grounded, backhanded by Altuve on the right side. Stands up, throws across, and barely gets Hicks, who's hustling down the line. Altuve, strong throwing arm for a second baseman. 4-3 on that putout. And with 1 out, that'll bring up the leadoff hitter, Brett Gardner. Gardner flew out to left field on the first pitch of the ball game. Hit that one pretty well the other way. And he's also walked. Gardner on the season, a .258 hitter. Very, very fast runner. Stands close to home plate from the left side. The first pitch from Doug is an off-speed pitch, misses low. Gardner used to be just a slap and run type guy, but he has the ability to drive it from time to time. Pretty thick guy. Here's the 1-0 pitch, and he swings through that one, 1-1. Good tailing action on the fastball. Pfister never really moves from the rubber. He's ready to go. Looks in for the sign from Evan Gattis. Here comes the 1-1 pitch. And that's grounded back up the middle. One hopper back to Pfister. He takes it. And he'll run 2/3 of the way to Castro at first base, an underhand. And there's 2 outs. Yankees with a 3-1 lead here in the top of the 4th inning. And with 2 outs, it's Jacoby Ellsbury, who's 0 for 2. He's grounded out and popped up to the shortstop. That one where he popped up to the shortstop came with the bases loaded to end the 2nd inning. Or else this lead for the Yankees could be much more. Pfister with 7 scoreless innings in his last game. That was against the A's. And he's been remarkably consistent. Big curveball catches the inside corner, strike 1. 6th lowest ERA in the American League since May for Pfister, 2.92. The 0-1 is a little high, 1-1. And since May 1st, he's been 9-3. So really one of the best pitchers in the American League since the first month. Here's the 1-1. That's on the inside corner. A good 2-seamer. It's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Pfister in the wind. Here's the 1-2 pitch, and that misses inside. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Yankees have won 7 of their last 9 games, due largely to their starting pitchers. They're 6-1 in those last 9 games. 6-1 with a 1.75 ERA in that span. Pfister shakes his head no a couple of times. Now he's all set. Here's the 2-2 pitch, and it's slapped the other way. That's a base hit against the shift that time as Ellsbury rounds first base a long way. Now he'll get back as Marisnick gets that ball back in. So Ellsbury with 2 strikes just slapping it down the third baseline, and that's a good place to put it. So runner on first with 2 outs for Carlos Beltran, who's 1 for 2 so far in this game. Singled back in the 3rd inning, came around to score on an RBI infield single by Castro. Over shifted to the right side for the Astros as Beltran awaits, and he pops this one up down the left field line. Long run for Marisnick. Could slice into the seats. No, Marisnick's there, and he makes the catch over the railing. What a great play by Marisnick. A long way to go. He was all the way into left center field. ran a good 100 feet to get to that baseball, got to it quickly, leaned into the seats, and caught that ball. Dealers as Carlos Correa leads things off for the Astros here in the fourth. He walked his first time up. CC Sabathia on the mound, 36-year-old left-handed pitcher. Into the windup, and the pitch to Correa is popped up into center field. Loping backwards a few steps is Ellsbury, and he puts it away for the first out.
Seen quite a few deep fly balls by Astros hitters in this game. Altuve to deep right center to end the third inning. Springer hitting one well to center field as well. By the way, we just got word from the Astros clubhouse about Luis Valbuena. Left the game running down to first base in the bottom of the second inning. Fell down and left the game with a right hamstring strain in his day-to-day.
It seemed to be kind of low because he was holding right behind that knee, so real low hamstring it looked like. Here's Gaddis. Takes the first pitch a little bit low, 1-0. 91 miles per hour on the fastball from Sabathia. Maybe the baggiest uniform in the major leagues, CC Sabathia.
I'd go with that, certainly for pitchers.
Pajama bottoms, really. There's a slider, and Gaddis is able to check his swing. They check with the first base umpire. So it's a 2-ball, no-strike count now to Evan.
I mean, you're already using quite a bit of fabric.
Yeah, you could pitch a tent with the top.
And 6'8", 300 pounds. So you're already using quite a bit of fabric, even without the bagginess.
That is baggy. That looks like MC Hammer's pants from Can't Touch This. Here's the 2-0 as McCann sets inside, and he blows it by Gaddis, 2-1. Yankees have out-hit the Astros 7-1, but only a 3-1 lead here in the bottom of the fourth. Sabathia has been impressive so far. Here's the 2-1. That misses inside. Cut that fastball, but cut it a little bit too much in there. So it's 3-1 now. I've been most impressed with his two-seam fastball with the late action on it.
Yeah, it's been really good.
See what Gaddis thinks about this one. 3-1. It's a broken bat and caught by Mark Teixeira, the first baseman. And on the fist of Gaddis, looped it the other direction, but Teixeira is able to leap and make the grab, 2 outs.
Yeah, timed that leap perfectly. And he immediately was able to gauge how hard that ball was hit.
So Sabathia still enough on these pitches to get in on some of these Astros hitters, and now it's Alex Bregman's turn, who tapped back to the mound his last time up. 0 for 5 to start his career.
You know, Bregman's mom's Jackie, from Long Island, was a Yankees fan until last year when Bregman was drafted by the Astros.
She got converted. First pitch fastball's in there.
And even though Alex says one of his favorite players of all time is Derek Jeter, that's why Bregman wears number 2. He said that he wasn't a Yankees fan growing up, and he and his dad Sam would purposely root against the Yankees just to upset his mom Jackie.
Because that's what boys do. Here's the 0-1. Swings through that one, 0-2. Jason Castro's on deck. He came in to play first base a couple of innings ago when Valbuena went down with the hamstring injury. Yankees lead 3-1. Sabathia ahead of the count on Bregman, 0-2 as that fastball misses high. That was intended to be there. Trying to change the eye level. Bregman barely moving his hands as he awaits this next pitch. Here it is. Breaking ball, and he fouls that one off. Good spoil as he shoots that one into the Mazda club level down the right field line.
It sure was. Sabathia get a lot of hitters on that slider. Bregman doing a nice job fighting that pitch off. Live to see another one.
Another big crowd on hand. Infield slightly shaded to pull on Bregman. Here's the 1-2 pitch, and that one misses outside. Able to lay off, 2-2. Got a lot of interesting colors looking outside as the sun begins to set. A lot of orange and yellow hues. Sabathia looks in. Here's the 2-2 pitch, and that one's fouled off by Bregman.
Pitch in.
Yeah, stays alive on a pitch away, and now inside, able to fight to see another pitch. Bregman is a feisty competitor.
Yeah, you can tell. Saw it in spring training, saw it in his debut yesterday. Very high energy type player.
Here comes the 2-2 to Alex Bregman. He lays off that one and misses away. It's 3-2. So good at bat by Bregman. Obviously seeing the ball pretty well. Slowing things down nicely. Probably the hardest thing to do in your first few games. Full count, 2 outs. Yankees lead 3-1 as Sabathia, hands together. The leg kick, the 3-2 pitch, swings and fouls that one off down the third baseline. Hit that briskly. 90-mile-per-hour fastball. That's 68 pitches now for Sabathia.
Next pitch will be the 9th of the at-bat.
Here comes the 3-2. Swings, and he comes up empty. Just out ahead.
3 infielders on the right side. First pitch to McCann is a breaking ball down and in. 5th inning scoreboard brought to you by Centerpoint Energy. Always there. Nightly look around the major leagues. The 1-0 hit foul into the screen. And it is a ball and a strike now to McCann. We'll start off in Arlington. Rangers and A's. They had a rain delay at the beginning. 1-1. That's hit over the screen. It's a ball and 2 strikes, but they are underway. And there is no score between the A's and the Rangers. Bottom of the 2nd. Sonny Gray starting for Oakland against the Rangers. Nick Martinez, who was brought up today to make that start. Rangers designating Kyle Loesch for assignment. 1-2 was down and in, and apparently that hit him. It's kind of weird the way that looked. Umpire didn't signal anything until the last second after McCann had already started going down the first. So that breaking ball apparently got the back leg of McCann, and he's at first base on the hit by pitch.
Tell you what, Pfister's looking in the dugout. He didn't think that ball hit him, and they're taking a look at this down in the clubhouse. And apparently, yeah, it did. I agree with you, though. That looked a little strange.
It was almost like Mike Estabrook didn't signal hit by pitch until McCann was already quarter of the way to first. So he's on for Teixeira. First pitch, and Teixeira hits it up the middle and in the left center for a base hit. McCann will go to second, and the first 2 have reached for the Yankees. Teixeira's reached all 3 times. A double, a walk, and now a single.
Shown the ability to go the other direction, too, on those 2 seamers running away from him.
Now it's Didi Gregorius, a sac fly in the 2nd, driving the Yankees' first run. Reached on a fielder's choice in the 3rd. Astros starting today 3.5 games behind the Rangers, who got a walk-off 2-run home run from Adrian Beltre last night to beat Oakland.
They also called up Joey Gallo today, Robert, to play first base.
He's starting at first base tonight. Gonzalez in at 3rd. Rest of the infield back and shaded to pull against Gregorius. First pitch is high and away for a ball. Top of the 6th inning in New York. Mets lead the Cardinals 3-1. That's the 2nd game of a twilight doubleheader. Bartolo Colon starting for the Mets. Jed Jerko with a home run for St. Louis, his 14th. Rockies lead the Orioles 6-2. They're in the 8th inning in Baltimore. 1-0. That's hit foul and out of play off to the left. Adam Jones, his 18th home run of the year for the Orioles. In Pittsburgh, Mariners 7, Pirates 4. They're in the 7th inning. Franklin Gutierrez, Kyle Seager have gone deep for Seattle. For Seager, his 20th. Gregory Polanco and the pitcher Francisco Liriano with home runs for Pittsburgh. 1-1. Grounded up the first baseline. Diving grab by Castro. Thought about going to second, but instead will race to first and get the out there. Nice play by Castro, stretching as far as he could to his left. And there is 1 out with 2 in scoring position.
Now that was a heck of a play. He had to range, and he saved double or extra bases on that play, saving Doug Fisher in the meanwhile, and made a nice decision just to get that sure out at first.
First professional appearance at first base for Castro. And now A.J. Hinch will go out to the mound. Chris Davinsky's warming up for the Astros, but I think they're going to discuss the situation here So all the infielders will join in on the conference. First base is open and would set up a double play possibility. You have the switch hitter Headley, the bat left-handed on deck, and the right-handed hitting Castro coming to the plate here. And now AJ will head back to the dugout.
You mentioned Castro playing out in the field for the first time. I guess it's his first time he's worn a cap. I wonder if he even had one.
Yeah, usually wearing that catcher's headgear. So Starlin Castro will stand in. He's 2 for 2, has an RBI single. Padres and Blue Jays tied at 4 in the 8th inning in Toronto. Josh Donaldson, Justin Smoke have homered for the Blue Jays. Breaking ball is low as the infield will play about halfway. 5th home run of the year for Alex Dickerson of San Diego. Blue Jays and Padres just made a trade with Melvin Upton Jr. going into Toronto. 1-0 in the dirt. Nice sliding stop to his right by Gaddis. Blue Jays sending a minor league pitcher to San Diego in return. 7th inning in Chicago at U.S. Cellular Field. White Sox shutting out the Cubs 3-0. Adam Eaton, his 7th home run of the year for the White Sox. 2-0. That's high, and it's 3-0 now to Castro. 6th inning in Boston. Tigers lead the Red Sox 8-7. Miguel Cabrera, his 20th home run for Detroit, and they're going to put Castro on intentionally now. His ball 4 thrown intentionally outside. So clearly Astros did not want to pitch to Castro. And he's on with the intentional walk, so the bases are loaded with 1 out for Headley. Chase Headley, an RBI single in the 2nd. David Ortiz, Jackie Bradley Jr. homering for the Red Sox. Again, Tigers leading in Boston 8-7 in the 6th. First pitch, and that's lifted shallow center field by Headley. Gomez comes in, makes the catch. Tagging at third and trying to score now is McCann. The throw to the plate is offline and cut off. McCann scores. Going to third is Teixeira, and it's 4-1 Yankees on the sac fly by Headley. Yankees have now scored in 3 of the last 4 innings.
Well, we mentioned Headley's a pretty good fly ball hitter, so the sacrifice fly is right up his alley. He was able to get it to deep enough center field to score that big run for the Yankees here.
So Headley, his 2nd RBI of the night, now has 33 runs batted in on the year. So Teixeira at third, Castro at first for Aaron Hicks, who is struck out and grounded out. Marlins shutting out the Phillies 2-0. They're in the 8th inning in Miami. First pitch to Hicks. That's ripped over Castro's head and down the right field line. That'll score another as Teixeira comes in. Racing for third is Castro. Castro around third and coming home. The throw to the plate by Correa is cut off. Castro scores, and in the 3rd with a 2-run triple is Aaron Hicks. Yankees lead is 6-1.
Well, that one hurt right there. Tried to get that one in on Hicks, and he was quick to it. A.J. Hinch is going to come out to the mound now, and that's going to do it for Doug Fister in this game.
Just did not have it tonight. 9-pitch first inning, looked sharp, but struggling thereafter.
Yeah, looked sharp as could be.
And make it 17 for 17. Doug Fister giving up 9 hits in his 4 2/3 innings. And 2 runs, or scoring with 2 out here. First pitch fastball is in there for strike 1. Continuing with the Center Point Energy 5th inning scoreboard. 8th inning in Cleveland. Nationals lead the Indians 5-3. Anthony Rendon, Wilson Ramos with home runs for the Nationals. Ground ball, weakly hit foul at the first base side. 0-2 now to Gardner. They're in the 5th inning in Milwaukee. Diamondbacks and Brewers knotted at 3. Matt Garza starting that game for Milwaukee. 6th inning in Minnesota. Braves 2, Twins 0. Lucas Harold, the former Astro, on the mound for Atlanta. Adonis Garcia, his 8th home run for the Braves. 2-strike pitch. Lifted, shallow center. Gomez loping in. He's there. Makes the catch, and the inning is over. Yankees, however, score 3 times. Sac fly by Headley. 2-run triple by On base percentage, 6 homers, 23 RBIs, 1 for 3 lifetime against the lefty Sabathia. Pitch on the way, and that's grounded into the shift right side. Waiting on it is Castro. Second baseman has it and throws out Jason Castro for out number 1. Continuing with the Center Point Energy 5th inning scoreboard. 5th inning in Kansas City. Angels leading the Royals 3-0. Tyler Skaggs returning from Tommy John surgery, making the start for the Angels. His first appearance in the big leagues in about 2 years. And the first game of their twilight doubleheader, Cardinals beat the Mets 3-2 in New York. Carlos Martinez over Noah Syndergaard. Jet Jerko with a home run for the Cardinals. He homered in the second game of that doubleheader as well. Rene Rivera going deep for the Mets. Corner infielders are in against Carlos Gomez, who struck out his first time. Sabathia delivers, and it's low for a ball.
Robert, the Cardinals put reliever Trevor Rosenthal on the 15-day DL because of inflammation in his right shoulder. He had already been taken out of the closer role.
Yeah, he'd been out of the closer role for a little while. Had really been scuffling in that spot. What's interesting about that, the 1-0 is on the outside corner for a strike, as the Cardinals a couple of days ago apparently said that Rosenthal was fine. His problems weren't related to health, but now going on the disabled list. One. Ground ball left side past Headley and in the left field, a base hit for Gomez. Astros' second hit of the night.
That Seeing Eye single is brought to you by Today's Vision. With 30 locations in Houston, visit today'svision.com, or the location nearest you is Carlos Gomez hitting about 350 in the 8-hole of the lineup. He's done it a few times and seems to do quite well in that spot.
Later tonight, Rays are in L.A. to take on the Dodgers. That's Chris Archer for Tampa Bay against L.A.'s Bud Norris. Reds are in San Francisco against the Giants, as it will be Matt Cain going for the Giants against the Reds' Cody Reed. 5th inning scoreboard brought to you by Center Point Energy. Jake Marisnick at the plate. First pitch, and Jake hits it right side, foul ground. Teixeira giving chase, won't have a play. 7 rows back, 0-1. Marisnick grounding out to short his first time, and a nice play by Gregorius. Yankees trying to make it 2 in a row over the Astros and 3 in a row overall. Astros came in having won 4 in a row before losing yesterday. Gomez the lead off first. 0-1. Way inside, a ball and a strike now to Marisnick. Gomez wears a pad on that left hand. You see a lot of base stealers do this. It almost looks like an oven mitt to protect that hand when they slide head first. 1-1. Lifted, right center. Playable for Ellsbury or Hicks. Hicks is there, puts it away for out number 2. Back to first goes Gomez.
I've been very impressed with CC Sabathia. We mentioned in his last half dozen starts he'd been struggling a little bit. Got off to a great start, but this game in particular, spot on with his location and the stuff. I mean, it looks good. Good late life and plenty of velocity.
And you mentioned that location. Has to be more pinpoint with that, with the diminished velocity compared to earlier in his career. George Springer 0 for 1, a walk and a line out. Leg kick and the pitch. There's a strike on the inside corner. Now McCann out for a word with Sabathia.
I think McCann just went out there and said, hey, can you see my signs? You just crossed me up. There's not even a guy on second.
Sometimes it'll be the shadow between the catcher's legs, making it a little difficult for the pitcher to see the signs. That's why sometimes you'll see catchers put white tape or paint their fingernails white. 0-1. Springer hits it over the screen and into the second deck. Nothing in 2 now to George, who grew up rooting for the Yankees' arch rivals, the Boston Red Sox.
Yeah, he's always hated this team, hasn't he?
That's right. And grew up in New Britain, Connecticut, where it's a pretty good mixture of Yankees fans and Red Sox fans, right between Boston and New York. 2-strike pitch. Lifted, foul, and into the seats off to the right. Springer's talked about going to Red Sox games growing up at Fenway Park. His family used to go quite often in the summers, and also spent a lot of time going to minor league baseball games in his hometown of New Britain. New Britain Rock Cats, longtime affiliate of the Minnesota Twins. That's how Springer first became a fan of Torrey Hunter when he was playing in the minors with New Britain. 0-2. Inside corner for strike 3. Springer checked to swing, but the pitch was in there, says Mike Estabrook, and the inning is over. Astros get a 1-out single, but nothing more. And through 5 innings, Yankees 6 beat Ellsbury, who's 1 for 3. Right-hander delivers, and Ellsbury drives this to left center field. Marisnick racing back, looking up, and it's off the out-of-town scoreboard. Backed up by Gomez, trying to get to second Ellsbury, and he will standing as the throw was a bit offline. Leadoff double for Ellsbury, his second hit tonight, and the Yankees' 10th hit of the game.
Well, the Yankees have been very aggressive early in the counts, especially on the first pitch, and Ellsbury got one to his liking. Almost rode it out of here the other way.
They hit it about 15 feet up on that 19-foot high out-of-town scoreboard. And his 19th double of the year. And now it's Carlos Beltran, who's 1 for 3 with a single. 3 infielders on the right side. Outfield shaded the other way against the switch hitter batting left. Davinsky delivers. Runner goes. Pitches a strike. Thrown in the third by Gaddis. And it's in plenty of time to get Ellsbury. Evan Gaddis with the caught stealing. As Ellsbury gunned down for the 8th time this year in 25 attempts.
That runner was caught stealing. Knock out pests in your home with ABC Home and Commercial Services. I think Ellsbury thought he could outrace Gonzalez to the bag because he was playing so far off the line.
Gonzalez only infielder on the left side. It's an 0-1 to Beltran. Swing and a miss. Got him out in front of that great changeup. 0-2.
Tell you what, Evan Gaddis could throw a baseball behind home plate.
Sure can. Has really done a fantastic job reacclimating to catching this year after not catching at all last year. 0-2. Couldn't hold up on the changeup down and away. Beltran really tied up in knots on those last 2 pitches, both changeups, and now 2 outs in the inning.
Well, that's saying something, doing that to Carlos Beltran. Picks up the ball very well, but not on that changeup by Davinsky. First time a guy sees that one. You see that quite often.
By the way, talked about Gaddis throwing out base stealers. He's now thrown out 9 of 19 would-be base stealers. That's 47%. First pitch to Brian McCann. It's at the knees for a strike. McCann, a single, a hit by pitch. He has scored twice, 1 for 2. 0-1. Ground ball up the middle. Right there is Correa. Bobbles it, picks it up, throws to first. Still gets McCann by plenty, and the inning is over. Leadoff double by Ellsbury. He's thrown out trying to steal third. And after 5.5, Yankees his last time up. Let's take a look at some listener emails sent in through Astros.com/radio. Corner infielders will play even with their respective bags. As Marwin stands in. Good question from Aaron Little. Doesn't say where he's listening from, but a good question nevertheless. First pitch, and Gonzalez pops it up first base side, foul ground, and that reaches the seats. McCann and Teixeira both giving chase. And Aaron Little says, with Dallas Keuchel putting things together once again with his quality start last night versus the Yankees, who do you consider the best left-handed pitchers in Astros history? Good question. Well, of course, Jim Deshaies, right?
Oh, yeah. Wandy
Rodriguez was outstanding.
If you talk about reliever, you got to go Billy Wagner.
Sure. Yeah, if you're going to mix relievers in there. Bob Knepper had some really good years for the Astros. And yeah, there have been some talented lefties. Dallas Keuchel last year became the first left-hander to win 20 games for the Astros. 0-1. That's high and away, and it's a ball and a strike.
Did we mention Mike Magnante?
We did not. Beg your pardon. Keuchel was second lefty to win 20 games for the Astros. The other was a pretty good lefty in Houston, Mike Hampton.
Oh, yeah. I put him just ahead of Magnante.
Just ahead?
Yep. You know, Magnante had an immaculate inning one time for the Astros.
1-1. Swing and a miss, 1-2. And that's why you want to include him in the discussion.
That's right.
Way to look out for Mike Magnante.
9 pitches, 3 punch-outs in 1 inning.
I'd certainly like to see how Keuchel's career progresses, but you look at what he did the last 2 years, and certainly starting to put himself in the conversation of one of the better left-handed pitchers in Astros history. 1-2 to Gonzalez. It's outside, 2 balls and 2 strikes. So a few questions about Alex Bregman. You can tell people are excited about this youngster.
Yeah, I am too.
Get Nick Concha checking in from 30,000 feet up. 2-2. That's high and away. Nick says, thanks for continuing to provide a great broadcast. I constantly listen despite having lived in Thailand and Mexico these last 8 years. Amazingly, I'm sitting on an airplane right now as I am flying from Houston to Germany. The Wi-Fi on the plane has allowed me to listen to the game in flight.
Wow.
I guess I should be sleeping on the flight, he says. 3-2. And that's lifted into the seats, foul off to the right. He says, I guess I should be sleeping on the flight, but I can't. The Astros are playing.
Take a nap. We'll let you know if they get back into it.
Well, Nick wants to know, how does Alex Bregman look? Nervous? Confident? Do you think he will play every day or get a few spot starts this week? Well, as far as how much Bregman plays, I think his bat and his performance will really dictate that. But playing second straight game today, I think there's a pretty good chance he'll be in the lineup tomorrow. Payoff pitch. Bouncer, left side. That's right at Gregorius. Shortstop has it. Throws across in time, and there's 1 out.
In his case, it's a little bit different. And I think if you maybe look at a guy like A.J. Reed or Colin Moran who come up who have more complicated swings, where you have a pretty good idea that Bregman's going to hit. He's just got to settle in. And with more playing time, he's just going to get comfortable, and he's going to rake. I mean, he's not just going to hit. He's going to hit with some good gap-type power. He's going to provide a lot of production.
Also, too, you mentioned A.J. Reed and Colin Moran. They were both left-handed hitters, and so you want to limit their exposure to some of the tougher left-handed pitchers as well, and that affects their playing time. But obviously, Bregman right-handed, that's not as big of a concern. Jose Altuve 0 for 2. Pitch on the way, and that's down and in. Did Altuve hold on the swing? He did not, says Ramon De Jesus. Apparently went around. That was pretty close. It's 0-1.
But as far as the way he looks, I mean, I think he fits right in. I think he brings a ton of energy to everybody.
Yeah, I agree. 0-1. Missed low, a ball into strike.
And he wouldn't be human if he didn't have a few butterflies right now.
Oh, absolutely. So far, we've seen him have some pretty good at-bats, just nothing to show for it yet.
Right. Very confident guy. It's going to pay off.
So thanks for checking in, Nick Concha, on your flight from Houston to Germany. 1-1. It's low. It's 2 balls and a strike.
And get the ginger ale. It's always a favorite on the airplane, right?
That's your recommendation. The guy's going to be on the flight that's like 14 hours.
Get the ginger ale.
Get the ginger ale.
Well,
all right. So that's Steve Sparks in a nutshell, ladies and gentlemen.
Can't get it anywhere else.
2-1. Driven pretty deep to left center field. This is playable, however, for Gardner to his left, and he makes the catch for out number 2. Gardner was already pretty deep, and he didn't really have to go back. He just had to go across. And Altuve's now 0 for 3.
You notice a lot of these right-handers are hitting the ball pretty well, and they're getting it up in the air, but they're losing steam because of the late movement by Sabathia. It's getting to the end of the bat.
Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification on the Houston Astros radio network.
KBME Houston, an iHeart radio station.
This is Jose Altuve, and you're listening to Astros Baseball on Sport Talk 790.
First pitch to Carlos Correa. And that's in there for a strike, 0-1. Correa 0 for 1 with a walk. Flied out to center field his last time up. Yankees lead it 6-1 in the bottom of the 6th inning. Astros with just 2 hits off of CC Sabathia. 0-1. Ground ball left side, shuffling to his left Headley. He has it, throws across in time, and it's a 1-2-3 inning for Sabathia. Continues to mow down the Astros.
He had singled and scored as the first pitch is poured in there for strike 1. Davinsky with a 90-mile-per-hour heater. 3 infielders stacked to the right side with Teixeira batting left-handed. 0-1 changeup, and he pops this one into right field. Springer onto the warning track, and he's going to have room as that ball finally comes down. Teixeira gave it a pretty good ride despite popping it straight up in the air. So 1 out in the inning now for D.D. Gregorius, the shortstop. Had an RBI sacrifice to left field his first time up. Hit it to a fielder's choice and is grounded out. 0 for 2 for Gregorius. Yankees with 2 runs in the second, 1 run in the third inning, and 3 in the fifth to chase Doug Fister, who started this one. First pitch slider misses inside. Astros' only run came in the first inning. Solo homer by Marwin Gonzalez. Gregorius rests the bat on his shoulder as he awaits the pitch. It misses low and in. 2 balls and no strikes. Double-A action for the Astros tonight. Corpus Christi Hooks trail San Antonio Missions 2-1 as they go to the 8th inning. Ramon Laureano hit his first homer in Double-A in that ball game for the Hooks. The changeup misses just off the outside corner. It's 3-0 now to Gregorius. .295 hitter on the season. Here comes the 3-0 from Davinsky, and that's on the inside corner. Came with a fastball. It's 3-1. Lancaster, the Jethawks in Class A advanced in the California League. They lead Lake Elsinore 6-0. As that ball's a broken bat into shallow right field, and that's going to dump right in front of Springer in shallow right field. You can hear that bat shatter as Gregorius picks up his first hit of the ball game. So he's 1 for 3. That'll give way to Starlin Castro, the second baseman, looking down at his third base coach for the signs. Yankees lead it by 5. They've out-hit the Astros 11-2. Rare tough outing for Doug Fister. Now 16 of his 20 starts this season, he's given up 3 runs or less. Just wasn't his evening against the Yankees here. There's a swing and a miss. Good hard fastball. 0-1. 1 out in the inning. Las Vegas will play at Fresno tonight. AAA action. Pitching in that ball game for the Astros, Cesar Valdez. There's a slider, and it's popped foul to the right side. Valdez this year, the Astros signed him out of the Dominican Republic. He's 31 years old now. He's in AAA, but he's 8-1. He's having a good year. 11 starts and 12 games in relief, so he's done it all. The 0-2 pitch is a fastball, just misses outside. The Astros radio down on the farm report is brought to you by Chick-fil-A Houston. Love me some Chick-fil-A. 1 out runner on first base. The 1-2 pitch to Castro is blooped into shallow right field. Springer playing shallow, and he'll make the catch. As Castro is just trying to protect that outside corner, flies out to right field. So 2 outs now for Chase Headley. Yet another switch hitter in this Yankee lineup. Has a couple of RBIs, a single and a sacrifice fly. He's also struck out. Batting from the left side, so 3 infielders on the right. As Davinsky works from the first base side of the rubber. Looking in, first pitch, changeup, swings right over that one. Good late action. Today's health tip is brought to you by Houston Methodist. Recognize the warning signs of a heart attack, pain or discomfort in the center of your chest, or pain in your arms, neck, back, jaw, or your stomach. Shortness of breath, that's one of the symptoms, and oftentimes a cold sweat as Davinsky steps off the back of the rubber. Could have nausea or dizziness as well. Always call 911 if you feel like you're having a heart attack. You can also schedule a heart screening today at HoustonMethodist.org. Change up, misses outside. Houston Methodist, they're leading medicine. 6-1 lead for the Yankees. As Headley takes a couple of warm-up swings. Gaddis sets inside. Here's the 1-1 pitch. In on the hands. Hit down the left field line the other direction. As Marisnick gives chase, and he makes the catch just in front of the out-of-town scoreboard. Ball carried a long way from that swing by Headley. But that'll do it for the Yankees here in the 7th inning. 3 fly partner and best friend in the world.
Really? I didn't know that. You didn't consult with me before coming up with that designation.
You know now. First pitch to Gaddis from Sabathia. It's a breaking ball, and that's fouled off of the front foot. 0-1. Started him off with that slider. Sabathia hasn't worked that hard, really. Only duress he's had at any point in this ball game maybe was the homer he gave up to Marwin Gonzalez. Other than that, it's been pretty tame for the Astros. Haven't had a runner past first. Here's the 0-1. Is that misses outside? 1-1. Good crowd on hand here at Minute Maid Park. Got action in the bullpen now for the Yankees. Their first of the evening. Here's the 1-1 pitch to Gaddis, and he lays off that slider in the dirt. 2 balls and 1 strike.
That's Anthony Swarzak warming up in the Yankees bullpen. Right-hander.
Tony Sipp up in the pen for the Astros, the lefty. Be a good night to get Sipp some work. Sabathia looks in for the sign. Now the slow windup. Here's the 2-1 pitch, and he gets a check swing off of Gaddis. Couldn't hold up. It's 2-2. A little over anxious on that 2-seamer running away. Right at the letters. Infield shaded slightly to pull on Gaddis. No batting gloves, of course. Here's the 2-2. And he takes that one just off the inside corner, 3-2. We didn't miss by much. He's putting the ball basically just about where he wants it on all of his offerings. Comes to 3-2. That ball's ripped to left center. Way up in the air, way up high, and gone. Gaddis with his 17th home run of the season makes it a 6-2 game.
Fourth home run in the last 4 games for Gaddis. And all of the Astros scoring in this series has been via the long ball.
Tried to get that one inside, but it ended up being just to the inner third, and Gaddis clubbed it out of here. Here's Alex Bregman still looking for his first hit. 0 for 2 in this one. First pitch from Sabathia, and he grounds it up the middle. There's Starlin Castro, the second baseman. He'll make the play just in time to get Bregman. 4-3 on that putout, 1 out.
Bregman really busting it down the line.
So Castro, Jason Castro, will stride to the plate now. He's only batted once in this ball game. As he didn't start, he came in to play first base after Luis Valbuena started this game at third base. But in the second inning, on a routine ground out, he fell down halfway to first base with an apparent hamstring injury to his right leg. He'll be day to day. So Castro's 0 for 1 as he grounded out as well. Yankees lead this one 6-2, and the first pitch is a fastball missing inside.
Yeah, that play was such a weird play because Didi Gregorius, it was a slowly hit ground ball. Gregorius fielded it and knew he had to hurry to first and actually threw it away, but because Valbuena fell down, Yankees still able to get the out.
Here's the 1-0 to Jason, and he rips that one right at the first baseman Teixeira. Keeps it in front, bobbles it momentarily, and picks it up, takes it himself for the second out.
Almost like a hockey goalie there, playing that off of his body and getting to his rebound quickly. It's always been very good defensively at first base, Teixeira.
Well, coming into this game, the last 6 games for Sabathia, he had a 7.46 ERA, but man, he doesn't look like that guy here.
No, he looks like the guy who had an ERA in the 2s through mid-June.
Here's Carlos Gomez. He's 1 for 2, singled in the 5th. 5 homers on the season. Waves the bat around. Corner infielders in. And the first pitch is rifled into right center field. That's a base hit. 2 for 3 for Carlos Gomez, who continues to shine in the 8th place in the order.
Only Astro with multiple hits tonight. He has half of the club's hits, and Joe Girardi will go to his pen.
I want to thank you folks in San Antonio listening on KTKR 760 AM. This pitching change is brought to you by Landry's. They're the leader in dining, hospitality, entertainment, and gaming with over 500 locations. The Twins organization, a lot of times in the minors. So he'll try to finish this thing out. Preston Tucker will be the batter for the Astros, coming on for Jake Marisnick, so he'll pinch hit.
Yankees got the lefty Richard Blyer up a moment ago. Swarzak had been warming up for a while. Looks like Blyer's going to take a seat for the time being.
Tucker played in last night's game, went 0 for 4. Had a great series against the Angels, including a triple and a homer. 4 homers on the season for the Astros. It spent some time with the AAA Fresno Grizzlies. 3 infielders on the right side of second, including Castro, the second baseman. 5 steps into the grass. First pitch to Tucker is a good slider right underneath the swing, 0-1.
Tucker, as a pinch hitter this year, 1 for 11.
Remember a couple of pinch hitting opportunities he had at Comerica Park last year when he drove the ball out of the ballpark.
His first 2 big league home runs were pinch hit homers.
Outfield's playing deep. Yankees lead 6-2 as Tucker stands in. Gomez going nowhere. The 0-1 pitch is a fastball missing way outside. 1-1.
In Arlington, Josh Reddick, Coco Crisp, and Marcus Semien have all homered for the A's, and they lead the Rangers 4-0. That game in the 5th inning. Nick Martinez brought up from AAA today, making that start for the Rangers. Still in that ball game, but getting roughed up.
Swarzak, he comes set. And the pitch. And it's a fastball high. Did Tucker check his swing? Yes, he does. Check with Dana DeMuth, the third base umpire. Adam Warren up in the bullpen now for New York.
Yankees just reacquired him in the deal with the Cubs for Aroldis Chapman. They had traded Warren to the Cubs this offseason to get Starlin Castro.
Came in the clubhouse today. Said it felt like he was only gone a week. Feels like he's right back at home. Swarzak set. Here's the 2-1 pitch to Tucker. First a pause, now the pitch, and it's a breaking ball just missed inside. 3-1 now to Preston Tucker.
And speaking about Adam Warren, he's wearing his familiar 43. It's a number he previously wore with the Yankees. Before today, that had been the number of Anthony Swarzak, who is now wearing number 41. So I'm sure there'll be some sort of token of appreciation given to Warren, or given to Swarzak by Warren for getting his old number back.
Maybe a pet rock.
If it was 1976.
Here's the 3-1 pitch, and he swings through that one. 3-2. 93 miles per hour.
Warren, very versatile pitcher. Or Swarzak, a very versatile pitcher. He's been used in long relief, spot starter. He used a lot of different ways, and can, when he's at his best, can get you quite a few innings out of the pen.
Tucker awaits the 3-2 pitch. Gomez will be going. He is. The pitch, swing and a miss. High fastball. Tucker goes down, 3 outs. As Swarzak slaps his glove as he walks back to the dugout for the Yankees.
4 strikeouts in the league, batting at .315 against SIP. Tony coming on to face Aaron Hicks to start things off. Switch hitter will bat right-handed for the first time tonight. Had a 2-run triple off Doug Fister to chase him from the game in the 5th inning his last time up. 1 for 3. 3 infielders on the left side. Pitch on the way. And Hicks looks at a strike on the outside corner. 0-1.
No runs for SIP in his last 5 outings. Starting to come around. The Astros sorely need what they had in the last couple of seasons that SIP was able to provide.
Pitching for the first time in a week. 0-1. Swing and a miss, and it's 0-2. Good breaking ball from SIP. SIP replaces Chris Davinsky, 2 1/3 innings of scoreless relief. Doug Fister gave up 6 runs in 4 2/3 innings. Most runs he's allowed in a game this year. 2-strike pitch. Did he go around on the breaking ball in the dirt? He did, says home plate umpire Mike Estabrook. And Sip strikes out Hicks, 1 away.
Good sharp break on that split-fingered fastball. Got it out front after getting ahead, and that's perfect. That's what the Astros are looking for.
So 1 out and nobody on for Brett Gardner, who's 0 for 3 with a walk. Everyone in the Yankees lineup has reached base at least once tonight. 11 hits for the Yankees. Astros with just 4 hits. Neither team's committed an error. Yankees leading 6-2. Both of the Astros runs on solo homers by Gonzalez and Gaddis. Pitch to Gardner. And there's a strike on the inside corner. Gomez shaded the other way in center field against the left-handed hitter. Oh, 1. Outside and low, a ball and a strike. Gardner, one of the longer tenured members of this Yankees ball club, now in his 9th season. He was drafted by the Yankees back in 2005. 1-1. That's high, 2 balls and a strike. And one of the criticisms of the Yankees the last few years has been how they really haven't developed much in the way of position players. As a matter of fact, Gardner's the last position player the Yankees drafted who's been an everyday player for them. 2-1 is a strike on the outside corner, 2-2. And Gardner was drafted 10 years ago, 11 years ago now. Native of Holly Hill, South Carolina. Was an all-star for the first time last year. Two from Sip. That is at the knees on the outside corner for strike 3, and Gardner goes down looking. Appears to disagree with Mike Estabrook, but that's back-to-back strikeouts for Tony Sip.
I think he was looking for another breaking pitch from Sip that time. Got caught looking. Good fastball outside corner right at the knees.
Here's Jacoby Ellsbury with no one on and 2 out. Yankees leading 6-2. Ellsbury's 2 for 4 with a double. Gonzalez creeping in at third. First pitch. It's outside for a ball. Now, there's one position player that the Yankees have drafted and developed that they were hoping could be a part of this year's team, and that's Greg Bird. He came up last year, played 46 games at first base, and hit 11 homers with a .343 on-base percentage. And they were hoping he could be a part of this year's team. 1-0. That's low and in. But in February, wound up having right shoulder surgery and will miss all of 2016. Bird just 23 years old. 2-0. Inside, 3 balls and no strikes. Sip delivers. That's a letter high strike.
Joe Girardi saying yesterday, Robert, that he fully feels that this team has a chance to compete if they just hit a little bit more consistently. Pitching's been fantastic.
3-1. That's popped up foul and out of play to the left in the camera well it goes. Yeah, Yankees 3rd from the bottom of the American League in hitting. 12th in the American League in runs scored. 12th in home runs. Last in slugging percentage. They've hit the fewest doubles of any team in the American League. Payoff pitch. Hit up the middle past Sip and just to the right of second base. A base hit for Ellsbury. He reaches for the 3rd time tonight. He's 3 for 5.
Michael Feliz will get up in the bullpen now. He'll heat up.
Carlos Beltran will stand in 1 for 4 with a single and a run scored. But hey, you talk about the pitching. 6th in the American League in ERA and 1st in strikeouts.
Yep.
Pitching staff has also issued the fewest walks in the American League.
And particularly in the last 10 games, an ERA of about 1.8.
First pitch to a throw over to first, and Ellsbury rather is back standing. Yeah, the Yankees pitchers, they've allowed 2 runs or fewer in 8 of their last 9 games. And their relievers have a .81 ERA since July 9th. Pitch on the way. Swing and a miss at an off-speed pitch. But, talking with some of the Yankees people, and they say a lot of the games that they win, it's because of their pitching. Don't score a whole lot of runs, win a lot of games like they did yesterday, beating the Astros 2-1. Of course, outstanding bullpen. A little weaker now with Chapman traded yesterday, but still very good. Throw over to first again, and Ellsbury's back standing. Ellsbury tied for 4th in the American League with 17 steals.
When you looked at this matchup coming into this series, you think the Astros could just out-athletize them pretty much. It's so much more superior in young.
Swing and a miss at a good off-speed pitch, and it's 0-2 now to Beltran.
Maybe speed up the game on the Yankees, but their pitching has not allowed the Astros to get anything rolling.
And Michael Pineda was fantastic last night. TC Sabathia very good tonight. Two-strike pitch. It's outside. And Dallas Keuchel was very good for the Astros yesterday, giving up just the 2 runs in 7 2/3.
Sure.
Got the loss.
Yep.
Doug Fister was not very good tonight. A rare bad outing for him this year. Three infielders on the left side against Beltran. A much better hitter right-handed than he is left-handed. The 1-2. And that's hit softly, and that'll drop in the center field for a base hit. Ellsbury will stop at second, and that's back-to-back 2-out hits for the Yankees.
Another broken bat hit. We've seen a few of those tonight, too. With the Yankees battle, they refuse to strike out. Put it in play and see what happens.
The pitch wasn't even a strike. It was off the plate, away. But Beltran still able to get a hit. Brian McCann, 1 for 3 with a single. He's also been hit by a pitch and has scored twice. This could be the last hitter for Sip. You have the switch hitter Teixeira on deck, who's weaker from the left side, and Didi Gregorius after him, who's a left-handed hitter who hits left-handed pitching really well. Michael Feliz continues to throw. The first pitch. Did he go around on a breaking ball down and away? He sure did, says Dana DeMuth at third. 0-1. It's Ellsbury at second, Beltran at first. 6-2, Yankees lead it with 2 out in the top of the 8th. Sip will step off and get the signs again from Gaddis. Now the 0-1. Swing and a miss. Ball goes through Gaddis's legs. Actually, it was a foul tip that went through Gaddis's legs, and it's 0-2 now to McCann. McCann barely nicking that.
Hey, Robert, you mentioned the Marlins beating the Phillies today 5-0. Ichiro made his first start in 5 games, went 1 for 5, giving him 2,997 career hits, 3 away.
0-2. Swing and a miss. McCann strikes out on the slider away, and that ends the inning. Sip strikes out the side, works around a couple of singles. Bottom of the 8th we go. Yankees 6, Astros Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. George Springer leads it off against Anthony Swarzak, who got the final out of the 7th. First pitch, and Springer looks at 1 letter high for a strike. Springer 0 for 2 with a walk. Infield shaded slightly to pull. In center field, Ellsbury shaded slightly toward right center. 0-1. That's in there for another strike, 0-2. Got the breaking ball over.
Well, he's painted those first 2 pitches right on the outside black.
Michael Feliz continues to throw in the Astros bullpen. Looks like he'll come on for the 9th inning. 2-strike pitch. Bounced it in there. Gloved by McCann on the backhand. Swarzak, second-round pick of the Minnesota Twins back in 2004, native of Fort Lauderdale, Florida, now 30 years old. Contract purchased by the Yankees from AAA Scranton Wilkes-Barre on June 7th. 1-2. Swing and a miss. Chase the slider off the plate away. Steady diet of sliders to Springer, who strikes out for the second time tonight. 1 out.
Pretty tight spin on that slider. Comes out of his hand just looking like that fastball.
Now it's Marwin Gonzalez. He homered in the first, 1 for 3. Astros led 1-0 after that home run, but the Yankees scored 2 in the second inning off Doug Fister. Haven't trailed since then. Infield shaded to pull with Gregorius right behind second base. Pitch on the way. And Gonzalez rips this one deep to right field. Hicks is going back at the wall, leaves, and that's gone. Second home run of the game for Marwin Gonzalez, and it's 6-3 Yankees.
That's one from each side of the plate for Marwin Gonzalez. Now double digits in home runs for the Astros as that club continues to grow.
So 10 home runs for Marwin now, 28 RBIs. And Larry Rothschild, Yankees pitching coach, will go out and chat with Anthony Swarzak before Altuve stands in. And looks like Dellin Betances, big right-hander, will start to get loose in the Yankees' pen.
Thus the mound visit, just giving Betances a few extra throws down in the bullpen. The Astros can strike quickly, especially in this part of the order.
First multi-homer game for Marwin Gonzalez in his career. And as Steve mentioned, home runs from both sides of the plate. So now it's Altuve, who's 0 for 3. He came in with a 10-game hit streak. It's flied out to deep right center and deep left center tonight. Pitch on the way by Swarzak. Bounce foul behind home, 0-1. Have to find out the last time a Houston Astros player homered from both sides of the plate in the same game. It's been a little while. Oh, 1. Swing and a miss. Chase the slider off the plate away, and Altuve down 2 strikes.
It's been one of those games when it's apparent that Altuve's not seeing the ball real well.
Swarzak works from the first base side of the rubber. Two-strike pitch. Off the plate away. Did he hold on the swing? He did, says Ramon De Jesus. And it's 1-2. Pitch on the way. Swing and a miss. Altuve down on strikes. Got him on the slider. Second time Altuve has struck out tonight. Third strikeout for Swarzak. All 3 of his outs have been Ks.
Well, Altuve doesn't strike out twice very often, does he?
It's only the 3rd time that's happened this year. He has more 4-hit games, 6, than he does games with multiple strikeouts this season. Now it's Carlos Correa, who's 0 for 2. 6-3 Yankees in the bottom of the 8th. Pitch on the way. There's a strike on the outside corner, 0-1. Oh, 1. Low and away, and it's a ball and a strike now. Yankees trying to get their 3rd straight win. Astros trying to avoid their 2nd straight loss. Once again, the Yankees getting really good starting pitching tonight. One. It's low, 2 balls and a strike.
Well, what's Swarzak going to do now? Looked like Correa was seeing the spin really well on his slider. Those last 2 pitches barely budged.
They can't set up away for the 2-1. And that's hit foul into the seats off to the right. Makes it into the Mazda club level to even the count.
Just a hair late. 95 miles per hour on that fastball.
Astros with 5 hits tonight. 3 of them have left the yard. Solo home runs by Gaddis and Marwin Gonzalez, who has 2. Two delivery. Low and away and a full count.
All right, if you're Carlos, just get it ready early. Try to recognize the spin if it is that breaking ball, but be ready for this fastball. Inflict some damage right here.
And now Correa calls time, steps out. Swarzak taking a while to get together with his catcher. Now everyone's ready. Here's the 3-2. And the dirt, ball 4.
All right, we got action now, Robert. May see a pitching change here.
Yeah, Joe Girardi's heading up the dugout steps. Makes the slow walk out to the mound, and he makes the call for Dellin Betances to come on to face Evan Gaddis. And we'll be right back.
Legendary status is not given. It is earned. With more strikeouts, more hits, and more amazing moments.
With a good, hard, tight slider, one of the best relievers in baseball.
And he'll face Evan Gaddis, who homered in the 7th inning. That was off of the starter, CC Sabathia. So Marwin Gonzalez homering from both sides of the plate tonight. He is the first Astro to do that in over 10 years. Lance Berkman, July 3rd, 2006, against the Cubs here at Minute Maid Park. Hit a home run off of Carlos Barbol, who started that game for the Cubs, a right-handed pitcher. Berkman homered off of him lefty, and then later in the game faced lefty Will Oman and homered off of him from the right side. So Marwin Gonzalez, first switch hitter to homer from both sides of the plate in the same game for the Astros in over a decade. Evan Gaddis ready, first pitch. Breaking ball low and away. Gaddis did not face Betances yesterday. Correa measures his lead off first, held on by Teixeira, 1-0. It's outside, 2 balls and no strikes, missed with another slider. Always a good sign when Gaddis is able to lay off that slider away. Having his face, Betances once, struck out against him. (2-0). Way inside with a fastball at 97 miles an hour. That'll wake you up.
And on deck is Alex Bregman.
Astros need a base runner to get the tying run to the plate. Outfield is deep. Ellsbury in center, shaded the other way. Infield is back. The 2-1. There's a strike at the knees on the inside corner. Able to just barely get that fastball in the zone. It's a 2-2 count.
It's a downhill dart, though. Right at the knees, 97 miles per hour. Perhaps a touch inside. Got the call.
2-2. Slider off the plate away. And Gaddis, apparently that was the 3-1. Gaddis takes first base on the walk. Thought the count was 2-2, but apparently it was 3-1. So Gaddis draws the walk. And there are runners at first and second with 2 out for Alex Bregman representing the tying run.
He made a bid last night, sent one to deep right field to the warning track, almost with a grand slam for his first hit.
Bregman has grounded out twice, struck out once. Correa off second, Gaddis off first. Astros down by 3 in the bottom of the 8th with 2 out. And now time called. Bregman will step out for a moment. Pitch on the way. Slider in there for strike 1. Bregman wears number 2 because one of his favorite players growing up was Derek Jeter. Now trying to beat Derek Jeter's former team. He's also a big fan of Dustin Pedroia of the Red Sox, a guy who Bregman has been compared to by many scouts. 0-1. Breaking ball, that's high, and it's a ball into strike. McCann double clutching before throwing that ball back. Seemed to think that was in the zone. Certainly very close. On deck is Jason Castro. 1-1. Swing and a miss. Got the fastball. And it's blown by him. 99 miles an hour.
Yeah, 99. Bregman can catch up to 99. Saw that in the Futures game a couple of weeks ago.
Will Harris joins Michael Feliz in the Astros bullpen. The 1-2. Slider off the plate away. The count is even. Outfield is deep. Infield back at all 4 spots. 2-2. Hit foul over the screen and into the Mazda club level. Looked like that slider hung a little bit. And Bregman fouls it off.
Well, the swing looks great, Robert. Very direct to the ball. Short, compact, good extension through the pitcher, so he's in the zone a while.
Another 2-2. Outside, a full count. Runners will be in motion.
This kid fights. I love it.
Much of the crowd on their feet. Bregman at the plate as the tying run. 3-2. Slider missed inside. Ball 4. Bases loaded.
3-2 slider. That's a little respect for a guy in his second major league game.
3 straight walks by Yankees pitchers. Anthony Swarzak walked Correa before getting pulled, and Betances has walked Gaddis and Bregman. And now he'll face Castro, who is 0 for 2 tonight since coming on to play first base after Valbuena exited the game with a hamstring injury. Castro has faced Betances once before and struck out against him. Has Correa at third, Gaddis at second, Bregman the tying run at first. Castro represents the go-ahead run at the plate. 6-3 Yankees with 2 outs in the bottom of the 8th. First pitch. Fastball on the outside corner. Infield shaded the pole. Outfield is deep and straight away.
3 career grand slams for Castro.
Castro windmills the bat around. He's ready. The 0-1 slider that drops in for a strike, and Castro in an 0-2 hole. So now Now we'll really have to battle here against Betances. Down 2 strikes. Right-hander delivers. Slider on the inside corner for strike 3, and that's the inning. Castro disagrees and has words with Mike Estabrook, but the Astros leave him loaded. They get a run back on Gonzalez. Has 42 in the 3rd innings, 33 hits, 14 walks, 61 strikeouts. League batting .212 against Feliz. Michael, last pitch for the Astros on Saturday, throwing a scoreless inning with 2 strikeouts against the Angels in that game. He'll face Teixeira, Gregorius, and Castro.
Well, Michael, a very important piece in the bullpen for the Astros. One of the hardest throwers. Good hard slider to go with it.
Teixeira's 2 for 3, a double, a single. He has scored twice. Flied out to deep right his last time. Feliz delivers, and it's a fastball strike on the outside corner.
Feliz had a long relief appearance against the Yankees, 2nd game of the season.
0-1, that's popped foul and out of play off to the left.
Threw 107 pitches coming out of the bullpen, 4 1/3 on April 6th. He got sent down the next day.
It gave up 6 runs, and because the Astros used him for that long stint, had to send him down and bring up Chris Stavinsky. 0-2. Swing and a miss. Teixeira down on 3 pitches. Got him on a fastball, and there's 1 out. Now it's Gregorius, who is 1 for 3 with a single, drove in a run with a sac fly. But yeah, Feliz a much different pitcher than the one the Yankees saw in that first series of the year. And if that had not happened to him, we may have never found out about Chris Stavinsky as soon as we did, as that's outside for a ball. Stavinsky has been outstanding out of the bullpen, and even in his brief stint in the rotation. 1-0. There's a strike on the outside corner. Andrew Miller, Yankees closer, warming up in their pen. 1-1 delivery. There's a strike on the outside corner. Looking ahead to the bottom of the 9th. It'll be 8, 9, and 1. Gomez, Tucker, and Springer due up. One-two to Gregorius. It's outside. Astros loaded the bases with 2 out in the bottom of the 8th. 3 straight walks by Yankees pitchers, but unable to pick up any more runs. Two-two to Gregorius. Swing and a miss. See you later. Got him on a slider that was elevated. Back-to-back strikeouts for Feliz. 2 outs.
Not by design. Got away with one there, but it's the overpowering stuff. When you're geared up for that fastball, you can get away with subpar location every once in a while with your secondary stuff.
So 2 out and nobody on for Starlin Castro, who's 2 for 3. Couple of singles, an RBI, and a run. I'm sure there are guys in the Yankees dugout thinking, man, who's this guy?
Yeah, they didn't see him that first week.
Pitch on the way. And that's a slider in there for a strike. That one was up as well on the breaking ball. 0-1. Pitch on the way. That slider foul tipped. And it's 0-2.
Castro tried to check his swing once he realized it was a slider.
Just barely got a piece. 2-strike pitch. Swing and a miss. Got him on a fastball. Blew it by him at 97. Oh, that was impressive. Feliz strikes out the side. And we go to the bottom of the 9th inning. Yankees 6, Astros 3.
A lot for this type of arm, especially with team control for the next couple of years. About 60% fastballs for Miller. Throws that 2-seamer and 4-seamer right in the mid-90s. And he's got a really good wipeout slider to go with it. It's going to be a battle right here.
Gomez, Tucker, and Springer scheduled against the tall left-hander. Miller's 6 feet 7 inches tall. He follows the 6'8" Dellin Betances, who walked 2 and struck out 1 in the scoreless third of an inning. First pitch, and that's inside for a ball to Gomez, who is 2 for 3 with a couple of singles. Astros with 5 hits, Yankees 13 hits. (1-0). That's at the knees for a strike.
Need traffic out there to get potential tying run to the plate somehow. So any way you can.
Pitch on the way. Bouncer up the middle. Gregorius to his left. He has it. Throws across in time, and there's one away.
I like the idea of trying to stay up the middle of the field, but Gregorius ranging well to his left.
Here's Preston Tucker, struck out as a pinch hitter in the 7th inning, has stayed in the game in left field for Marisnick. They're in the 6th inning in Arlington. A's lead the Rangers 5-3. Rangers 3.5 up on the Astros in the division entering play tonight. Pitch on the way, and there's a strike on the outside corner. Really uncomfortable at bat for a left-hander against Miller. Looks like he's coming from behind the left-handed hitter. 0-1. That's high and in, and it's a ball and a strike.
Well, you got a 2-pitch pitcher out there. I think till you get to 2 strikes, you pick one, eliminate the other, and just try to zone in on that one.
1-1. Missed inside with the breaking ball. And can't pinch hit for Tucker here because only player on the bench is also a left-handed hitter, Colby Rasmus. 2-1. Lifted down the left field line. Shallow. Long run and foul and out of the reach of Headley, who slides head first into the barrier wall down the left field line. Looked a little shaken up. Now gets to his feet. Hopefully he's okay. Laid out for that foul ball, Chase Headley did, and could not come up with it.
Yeah, head first. Tried to make sure that he was going to stop shy of that wall, but he slid on that gravel, I think, a little further than he thought he would. May have paid for it with a little neck pain once that head hit the padded wall.
He kind of turned his body so it didn't go head on with his head or the shoulder and the neck. Still not very comfortable. 2-2. Hit off the end of the bat, foul over the screen. Nice job by Tucker to fight off that slider away. Tough pitch from Miller.
Boy, Miller can really spin that slider. Can shorten the break, but for the most part, he really sweeps it like 2.5 feet maybe.
Works from the third base side of the rubber. Here's the 2-2. And Tucker hits it sharply past Teixeira and down the right field line. Tucker going to second. Hicks bobbles the ball, but Tucker stops at second base. Hicks bobbled it for a moment, went between his legs. Tucker would have had 2 anyway. And the Astros need another base runner to get the tying run to the plate.
That's a sweet at bat right there. Preston Tucker, a double off a tough lefty. Hooked it right by a Gold Glove first baseman in Teixeira. He hit it that hard. And you got to start somewhere, and the Astros have one on.
Second straight day, an Astros left-handed hitter has gotten a hit off of Miller. Luis Valbuena singled off of him yesterday.
And you get in that part of the lineup when you're really excited about what could possibly happen.
So Tucker at second with his 8th double of the year, and now it's Springer, who is 0 for 3 tonight with a walk. Pitch on the way, and that's way inside. Springer hits the deck, ball 1. Outfield still deep. outfield back to share the shallowest of the 4 infielders. And he's a good 3 or 4 steps behind the bag. 1-0. Chop up the third baseline, a foul ball. Ball into strike.
It's pretty big that Tucker was able to get to second base. Get a chance to stay out of the potential double play.
Right, eliminates that force.
That's how the game ended last night with Miller on the mound.
1-1. Chop foul again up the third baseline. And it's 1-2, fighting off another slider in.
Thinking if the Astros can get one of the next 2 batters, Springer or Gonzalez, up to the plate, you got a chance with Altuve.
Springer taking his time getting back into the box, trying to slow things down with a 1-2 count. Tucker the lead off second. Miller delivers. That is on the outside corner for strike 3, and Springer knew it. First strikeout for Miller, and the Astros are down to their final out.
I think George was taking an educated guess, looking for that slider. McCann set up inside and got the pitch he wanted.
So now the last hope for the Astros is Marwin Gonzalez, who's homered from both sides of the plate tonight. Homered right-handed off CC Sabathia in the first, left-handed off of Anthony Swarzak in the 8th. He's 2 for 4. First multi-homer game for Gonzalez in his career. First pitch, swing and a miss, strike 1 at the slider. And Marwin, first Astro to homer from both sides of the plate in the same game since Lance Berkman did it in 2003. Or 2006, beg your pardon. That's when Berkman did it against the Cubs.
A lot of rhythm to the swing of Marwin Gonzalez right now.
Trying to get on for Altuve, who's on deck. 0-1. It's on the outside corner, 0-2. The Astros down to their final strike. Marwin taking his time getting back in the box. He's ready. 2-strike pitch. Swing and a miss. Gonzalez strikes out on the slider, and that is the ball game. The New York Yankees have taken the first 2 games of this 3-game series, defeating the Houston Astros tonight 6-3.
It's another good effort. A little bit of a case of too little, too late, though, for the Astros. Great pitching once again by the starting pitchers for the New York Yankees. Last night, it was Michael Pineda.